Hello YouTube. This is my baby, the computer I built 5 years ago. Well, let me give you the backstory of this computer. I first built this computer in December 2005. Well, I didn't build it. A friend of mine built it for me, and I watched him build it and learned from him. Then I had a motherboard go bad. So I replaced the motherboard myself. Then I had that one go bad after I went for summer camp, left it for 4 weeks, plugged in, didn't turn the power supply switch. Actually, I did turn the power supply switch off. I just didn't unplug the actual plug from the back. So I come back from summer camp, turn this power switch to on, and then I press the power button, and I hear a pop. And I'm like, oh shit, you gotta be kidding me. No, I just got back. Fuck! You know, that whole super, super, super angry reaction that obviously happened to me. So I replaced the motherboard like 3 times. The same exact model. It was an Asus motherboard. Asus, however you pronounce it. I'm going to call it Asus because that's how their phone number pronounces it. I actually called their phone number about the breaking motherboards and stuff. And I had one particular model that just absolutely hated Windows Vista. So I ended up changing it out for the motherboard I have now in that might have been 2007? I can't remember. Wow. It was either 2006 or 2007. But now I have this motherboard. As soon as I get this into the light. I have a, this is an old motherboard. I have a BioStar, wow. Basically, take a look at this. It has an NVIDIA GeForce 6100 as the onboard graphics. Yeah, that's pretty old, isn't it? Okay, here we go. It's an NVIDIA GeForce 6100 939, and the 939 is the AMD slot, the AMD processor slot that's in this motherboard. So, as you can tell, the components I have are fairly old, pretty much all of them, but they still run today's operating systems very well. And I will show you these components in a second. Now, the reason I'm doing this video is because I have to put this hard drive back in there. Now, this hard drive is actually the very first hard drive that I put in this computer. And it is a Western Digital Caviar SE16, and it's 250 gigabytes, 7200 RPM, and as you can see by the date here, well, maybe you can't see it, but the date it was manufactured was the 12th of April 2006, so this hard drive is about 4 years old, and it still runs like a pro. No, this isn't the first hard drive I got with the system. I lied. I completely lied. This is the second set of hard drives I got. This is a 400 gigabyte Western Digital Caviar SE16, and it was from 12th of April 2006. Whew. The one I actually still have in this computer is the one from 2005. It's a 250 gigabyte Western Digital from 2005, and it still works just fine. Also, I'd like to show you the dust filters I put on this thing. I decided to get screen door material and bolt it into some of these fans. Now, it doesn't get rid of all the dust. It's not meant to. It gets rid of some of the bigger bits, like cat hair and that sort of thing. And as you can see over there, I have a kitty. Kitty, kitty. Kitty, kitty, kitty. There she is. Anyway, let me get back to this. Let's get to the components. I have an Antec TruePower 2.0 power supply. It has a 550 watt output, which is just fine for me. As you can see, this power supply has so many cables that it makes a mess. Look at all this crap. Oh my god. I should move so you can actually see. I use a stock cooler that AMD gave me. Ooh, holograms. I have a dust filter on this fan right here. You can't see it too well. I don't have a light on my desk anymore. Damn it. But yeah, there's a dust filter on this fan here, since this thing tends to get really dusty. You can see that dust in there. That's pretty disgusting. I have a graphics card here. It's an NVIDIA, wow, 9600 GT, I think. Can't quite remember. Yeah, I think that's it. I have an AverMedia 150 plus analog TV tuner, which is totally useless now because analog TV is, gone. I have a wireless N PCI card in here as well. I have USB and FireWire. However, FireWire doesn't work because this motherboard is so low end that it doesn't support it. Because at that point I was looking for a motherboard that wouldn't die on me in 5 seconds. Also, more FireWire stuff, and most of this is here just as placeholders. The USB ports are functional, but the FireWire isn't. And here's a placeholder right here. Alright, and as you can see, I have one hard drive here, which is the Western Digital 250 gig drive. I have the first DVD drive I ever got with the system right here, which died with the release of Windows Vista. Yay! Let's have a look at it. It's an and the thing is that the drive is made by NEC. NEC makes great products, but for some reason Vista killed this thing. I beta tested Vista on this computer. I put 2 new drives in here, which have really disgustingly horrible drive belts that move the tray in and out, so I have to use the paper clip and press the button at the same time every time I open these trays. Disadvantage of having a door on here. But they work. I also have a floppy drive, in case I need to, boot from a floppy for some strange reason. Also, you can put bootloaders on floppies still, so that's still useful for something. Alright. This thing has 2 SATA ports, unlike the last motherboard I had, which had 4. This thing does support RAID of both of those. What else is there? Both of the DVD drives are IDE. Yeah, they're that old. They have IDE. There are 2 IDE ports on here. I use both of them for both DVD drives. I use the SATA ports for hard drives. These hard drives are old enough to have both the SATA power and SATA connections, as well as legacy power. So that's pretty cool. So I'm putting the 400 gig drive back in there. This 400 gig drive has Ubuntu on it, and the 250 gig drive has Windows 7 on it. So I can boot in between the two, depending on which program I need to use. It's fairly useful. There are 4 RAM slots in here, and I have 2 gigabytes of Patriot RAM with heat spreaders on them, and it takes PC 3200 RAM, so it's fairly slow, but it gets the job done. Really, I mean, it's a 5-year-old computer essentially, and it still performs great today. I'm gonna buy another pair of 1 gig sticks so I can have 4 gigabytes of RAM in the system, since I doubt this thing can support 8. And plus, I need money still, and $80 is good enough for me for 4 gigs of RAM. So I think that's what I'll do. So basically, I was originally going to make this a Linux box, but you know what? I can't, since this piece of shit broke. Thanks a lot, Dell, for your cheap-ass construction. So, yeah, this is going to be my machine now. It's going to dual boot Ubuntu and Windows 7. Both great operating systems. I'd recommend both of them. However, I'd advocate using open source software because proprietary stuff is a pain in the ass sometimes. Adobe is evil. Apple is monopolistic. Whatever. Then again, I like Apple products. I'm filming this on an iPhone, so I can't really say that, can I? I advocate open source, but closed source really does have its place. And that's why I have Windows 7 installed on here, because there's certain programs I just need to use Windows for. And, using a virtual machine just doesn't cut it sometimes. Anyway, that's a tour of this computer. I've been planning on doing this for like years now, and now like 2 years ago, and now I've finally given you a tour of this machine, and it's probably going to change at some point, so I might give you updates when that happens. This is the machine I'll likely take to college next year, since that thing is busted, and this thing is a slow pile of crap. So, yeah, that's it. Have a good one, everybody. Ciao.